What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to this Valorant scrimmage. I'm Marks, casting alongside my buddy Dan, and today we've got a good game for you. It's Volume Zero up against Synchronous eSports. Now, we've seen one of these teams before, but Volume Zero, brand new to this whole scrimmage deal and this tournament as well, as their first game is going to be on Icebox.
Yeah, there's gonna be a juicy one, Marks. I believe Volume Zero has won a tournament before, so it'll be interesting to see how they score up against Synchronous eSports, who we have seen, as Marks mentioned before, and another Icebox game. So it's gonna be super fun to see how these agents are selected. If there's a Viper being played, like we said before, super strong on this map, Sovas as well, and Omen. So we'll see. The verticality is gonna cause some issues. We'll see how each team cooperates to it. But Haven Band and Split Band, respectively, for Synchronous eSports and Volume Zero.
You know, a lot of people complain about how they don't like Icebox, but it seems like that's going to be the map that we're going to be seeing a lot of today.
Yes.
But regardless, let's head over to the tails of the tape just to see what we're working with on both of these teams. And right off the bat, you can see Volume Zero, a lot of their team is very comfortable on Sova.
Only if we can play 3 Sovas in one match, eh? But
This
but
ain't replication.
that would be fun. No, so we see in the Synchronous eSports side, it looks like the roles are a little bit more defined. You see Vexify on the Jet. You see this Slasher on the Reyna as well, and then you have 2 Sentinels and Initiator as well. So we'll see if whether Might and I believe the stand-in Silly as well is going to be choosing in terms of Sentinel or a controller as well. And then you see, as you see, like the Mr. Clean looks like he's going to be the strongest one in the map pool right now, or sorry, in the player pool right now, with leading in win percentage, kills per death, and damage per round as well.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be, he's going to be our player that we want to look out for here. But regardless, I'd be shocked if we don't at least see one Sova coming out from the side of Volume Zero, because a lot of them are incredibly comfortable on it. And immediately, we've got a Sova lock.
Oh, that's interesting. And a Viper lock as well from Slasher. So that's going to be really fun to see. And I feel like there's always a little bit of a troll with the Yoru potential lock there. So everyone's hovering over Yoru. So yeah, we'll see Darthon with the Jet. We like to see that, and Vexify as well. And Silly playing the Viper. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, it looks like some pretty solid comps. Very similar as the attackers do opt for I believe it's a Killjoy, and Awesome Asian on the other team opts for a Sage.
Yeah, the only difference between these two teams right now is going to be their Sentinel pick. But now we're loading in. I'm very curious to see how Volume Zero wants to set up on their defense here, where they're going to be placing some of their members, and how Synchronous eSports wants to play the attack.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And we did see them, I believe, was it on Ascent? I don't recall what map it was when we saw them play NC3, but that was a really good game. And it looks like they just fell short last time with a 13-7 loss. Let's see if they can bounce back on this one. It is just scrims, so they are working their way to the final tournament at the end of the month. But it looks like here that Synchronous eSports is going to play a little bit more on the B side, but it could just at this point having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely, especially too on this first attack here. You know, it's the pistol rounds. Who knows what's going to happen here? Even with good positioning, sometimes you can just be caught off guard purely just because of the numbers. But Oni, with this recon dart, could immediately scout them out. He's going to let it go, and let's see how much value. And he's discovered the entire team.
Yeah, look at the quick rotates coming in for Synchronous eSports as well. Oh, excuse me, Volume Zero. Quick rotations coming through, knowing that's going to be a B hit. Silly's looking to get the splashes once the slow comes through. Okay, that was some nice pre-shots there.
There's going to be trading blows going on here as we see the plant coming out from Synchronous eSports. They're able to get the spike down, which is looking really good, but immediately a pick is going to be coming out by, it looks like a couldn't really tell there, but Silly, he's going to be taking out Awesome Asian. Now Silly's picking out someone as well, but this trades are just going back and forth right now. It is a 2v2 situation, but that's going to be a 2v1. Now, Whooper, Katie cultures up for his team. He's made it a 1v1. It's going to be a Viper duel right now. Let's see which Viper is going to be coming out on top. Whooper looking around. Is he going to be able to find him? He finds Slasher, but Slasher gets the headshot onto him, and that's going to seal the deal on our first round with Synchronous eSports winning out.
Yeah, and we saw how great the Viper post plan can be. Slasher did have those lineups for the default spot for the bomb. So he, knowing that he had those toxins there, knowing that there's going to be a delay for sure, he was able to hold for any push on the opposite Viper side. So that was perfectly executed on his part, perfectly read the situation, and he won the battle. So you can't ask for anything more on that point.
Absolutely. And now it looks like Synchronous eSports, they want to be pushing this A site. They're going to be going up against that Viper wall placed by Volume Zero. And let's see how they want to be doing here. Whooper just hanging out with the shorties, getting ready for the cheeky little turn around the corner and blast him in the face.
Yeah, it might have been a misclick from Whooper there with the shorty, but looking Silly is here to engage. He does have a come across shorty. It doesn't matter. Silly gets that frag. There's some contact going in between the two teams, and looking like they're trying to delay as much as possible.
Spike planted.
Yeah, they definitely are. And the spike is going to be going down. Unfortunately, Whooper not getting as much value as he would have wanted out of that shorty, but you know, doesn't work unless you're just right in front of their face. Now, this is going to be a push from Volume Zero, but Synchronous eSports, they've completely backed off. They know that they're able to defend that bomb, and they have the gun advantage, meaning that they'll be able to scout them out from a little bit more range.
Yeah, that over there coming in was pretty clutch, knowing that someone was there. Oh, what a nice frag with the clash shot from Awesome Asian. Looking, they're going to spam through the rock, and they get it with the dirt.
Last player standing.
You hate to see it, but that's why the utility is so good. And now it's just Darathon against the entire world as he gets taken down as well. Another solid round from Synchronous eSports.
Yeah, getting the planet and only losing Silly. That was a pretty flawless round. I mean, it wasn't completely flawless, but it was pretty much so. Looking now that with the full buy on Volume Zero's part, let's see if they're gonna pull through their strat book and see what they can come through with this. They know the Sova plays lone B, so looking maybe they can shoot the dart and work around that area, knowing that there's a double A with the Viper and Reyna.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to be setting up for B, so let's see if they watch for this dart here. You know, if they can take it out immediately, then that's going to deny a lot of information. But unfortunately, they're unable to do so. And now they're calling for the push. The rotate around as Synchronous is moving up.
Yeah, that was a nice dart on Oni's part. I'm surprised he didn't have someone watching that in the first place, knowing that it was there the first 2 rounds. So we'll see what happens here. They're looking to work B slowly with the Viper wall going down, cutting the site, and having default completely exposed. They do not have a safe wall to block it up, but there's still spam coming through.
Ooh, and the spam is actually going to find Might, and now Whooper finding Vestify as well. This is looking like it's coming up Volume Zero's side, as now it's a 5v1 situation here. Only one person left, and that's going to be a flawless win for Volume Zero, turning this back around, now getting their first point on the board.
Yeah, those flanks did distract, Synchronous eSports a little bit. Having them apply that pressure, making them turn their head from where the majority of the players, the 3 players on B coming in from their own site. So that was very smart on their end, having those 2 flanks, and yeah, it came to fruition. They took that round. That was a very important round for them to win.
Yeah, and it looks like Synchronous was just caught off guard just a little bit by that flank. They're able to find so much value. But will they learn their lesson shooting that silver dart when they push B? Only time will tell, because it looks like this time they're going all A.
Yeah, and you notice that as soon as as soon as Oni put that silver dart in, then there was no one ticked off. He knew it was going to be an A hit, so he started falling back. And now they're anticipating here with the Viper wall going up. Look at this cross section here from the Viper wall. We'll see what happens when both teams decide to initiate. The Reyna through the wall is so deadly. Those Reyna flashes.
Yeah, the Leer is hard to stop, but immediately they're going to be scouting each other out now. Let's see if they can get some value out of here. Those Viper walls, though, they just do so much value in denying sight. And you can see it happening right there, as it's going to be eventually. Vestify is able to find the kill, but like he was standing right beside him. He could have given them a little high five and he would have been all right. But now Volume Zero, it's 1v2 here for them. Mr. Clean, he's the last member here as he pops his ult. Unfortunately, the bomb has not gone down yet, and it is really far into that A site, allowing Volume Zero to have control of that. Is this going to be Synchronous eSports on the save? This is a really hard push for them.
Yeah, it really is. And with the Reyna ult popped, he can dismiss away, and they don't even know where he is. So super smart idea to get his Reyna ult down there. It looks like he's working around, looking to see where there are any sound cues available for him. With the Viper stuff going down in 2 seconds. Oh, it's down now. Oh, and then unfortunately he gets popped by Tenorito.
Yeah, that was also a good setup from Synchronous, making sure they had 1 up, 1 down, because you could just see he didn't know where to look as soon as the wall went down. There were 2 targets on his screen, and unfortunately, they were ready for him.
Yeah, and Volume Zero did have 2 on the flank super quickly. And I think that distracted them a little bit, laboring their push through because they did get a pick onto, I'm not sure who it was, but one of the players, it was not the Viper, but it might have been it might have been Might early on. So maybe that distracted them a bit and slowed down the push. But it did not work. At the end of the day, they did pull through. And yeah, they won the round for them.
Ahead.
Yeah, and now out comes the recon dart. Doesn't look like anybody's going to be ready to shoot it this time, and they get a little bit of information. Now we can already see Volume Zero. They're moving up and playing a little bit aggressive, but immediately punished for it as Silly was just waiting for it. Now, Darthon, he's pushing up here. The random flash coming out, but unfortunately, he's going to get that kill through the wall. It doesn't matter. If it's a headshot, it's all good in the hood. But Vexify. Now, Synchronous eSports, it is a 4v4 situation here as they start to push up. Looks like that they want to play A, but we also have a Killjoy back in their spawn.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Marks, that was a good observation. That Killjoy is gonna be looking for any pushes, and I don't believe Oni's gonna catch his Killjoy here. He's gonna see the bot, but he's gonna watch that rotation. And as the trades come through, TTV Vexify with the kill. Sync Mike gets on that, like we said, gets on that Sova, but the Viper ult is popped.
Enemy kill.
Darthon doesn't care as he's able to find a headshot onto the Sova there, but he is the only person left, and unfortunately that Decay is going to be doing a lot there. You can see him backing off now, and he's just going to be looking for the runaway, and he's able to find Vexify. Now it's a 1v1 situation, and it's against the Killjoy. The little chicken putting in a lot of work here as he's able to just get the defuse just around here. Mike trying to do something with the swarm grenade. Oh man, he stops the defuse. That was excellent timing for him. It's almost there. Let's see if he can do it again. He's going to be throwing another swarm grenade. It's going to be detonating, but unfortunately it isn't enough as Volume Zero are going to be taking another round with that defuse.
Wow, that was super close. I think he did miss that swarm grenade on that second throw, and but what a play by Darthon just to have that resolve, to just hold down that defuse right in the last second. Beautiful catch by Might on that rotation. I think they played that really well. Unfortunately, they weren't able to kind of complete the execution there with the defuse still happening, but I think they played it really well, reading the situation, allowing the dart to go through, and knowing that someone's going to push through. That was very smart on Synchronous eSports part.
Yeah, and now we're going to be seeing how they want to push up here. It looks like Awesomation might be throwing down the wall down tube, so they won't be able to push up that way. As it looks like Synchronous eSports, they want to be going for a little bit of a mid push.
Yeah, it looks like they're working mid here, because just to change it up a little bit. Going to the point and oh! And I'm surprised he didn't get a pick there on Darthon. That was super aggressive, but he's really down to 20. Looking for a heal from Awesome Asian. I think he's gonna get it. He does. And now I think they're just waiting out to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, we can see Synchronous. They're playing extremely slowly. Meanwhile, we've got their Viper looking around the corner with that jet. But unfortunately, it looks like Volume Zero might have read them wrong because they all rotated over to A. But meanwhile, Synchronous, they want to be doing this B push. They still have Oni here, and he's able to hear the footsteps. So let's see if he's going to be calling for a rotation. We see now, Volume Zero. Okay, yeah, they're going to be full rotating to try and deny this plant.
Yeah, and notice Oni did have a recon dart. Interesting that he didn't decide to pop it when he heard that noise. But now they're going to be working for the post plant and trying to get the site back. They're gaining control with some of the Viper utility. He does have an orb still. Maybe he can block off some site in between yellow and the back of new CT. But we'll see if they can pull this off. They have that Viper lineups. We know it's there. And look at Vexify taking on that fight.
Ooh, and this is all coming up Synchronous eSports, able to shut down the flanker as well. That is amazing work from Synchronous here, as it's just Oni. He's going to pick up a Vandal. It looks like he wants to try and get a little bit of value over here. Whooper, meanwhile, with the Judge, that's going to be extremely hard to get a lot of value out of that one. Now, as the bomb is counting down quite a bit, it looks like that everybody is just going to be running away from the site, trying to save as much as they can. Slasher, though, looks like he wants to go out swinging as he explodes alongside the bomb. But that's another round for Synchronous eSports. Oh, and they, with the cleanup too. Whooper finds two. That's going to be good to hurt their economy.
Yeah, that does hurt the economy, and it looks like Slasher was just trying to die and get that money for the death in the ult orb because they did. Yeah, he just did have a sheriff. It didn't cost him that much money. But yeah, look at Whooper with that push. Taking out two. I mean, they did not win the round, but that's some good consolation prize there. Taking out two and hurting the economy just a little bit. They'll still be able to buy fully, but look at Might with that Spectre, looking fairly comfortable with it, as that there is money to buy him a rifle if they needed to from Silly.
Sometimes when the Spectre works, you just got to stick with the Spectre. And now this is going to be a Synchronous eSports push, just really hard onto this A site. All five of them going, no one hanging out at spawn, but we're going to see a couple alt spots here.
Yeah, and we're looking like Volume Zero and with a pick on X5. It looks like Volume Zero did not opt for the flank, knowing that they're using people watching. Whooper another with the judge headshot, and there's that does come through. The plant is on top of Tube, and Silly with the headshot on Awesome Asian as well.
Yeah, and that's going to be extremely difficult, not only to get the bomb, but also get off the plant, especially too with the Viper Pit just hanging out there. And TP Generator finds Oni with a shock dart. You hate to see it, but sometimes that blind fire into the Viper Pit can get you a little bit of value. Now, Synchronous eSports, they kind of don't know what to do because it's just so difficult. They're not only denied sight, but they're also just denied their plant. Whooper, though, he is keeping this alive for Volume Zero. He's the last man standing. It's a 1v2 situation, but he's going to be caught off guard. The verticality once again proving dangerous for Volume Zero.
Yeah, but Volume Zero did find, Synchronous eSports did find themselves in a very precarious situation with the bomb being on top of Tube. And sorry, when I said plant, I did mean bomb being left there. And Whooper with the advanced play, just to know that he has the ult to surround that bomb with his ult and allowing them to defend as much as possible. Unfortunately, it did not come to fruition for them, but it did make it a little bit expensive for them, and now they're on a full buyer here.
Yeah, and now it's going to be a pure skill and strategy difference from both of these teams, as they are going to be trading just blows with good amounts of rifles. But once again, Oni, that recon dart, getting a lot of information, but it could have been a fake because they're moving up on A right now, and this could completely catch Volume Zero out by surprise because Mr. Clean is looking like he's not going to be feeling too clean, but he is able to get a kill there. Traded out immediately, but Synchronous eSports look like they're coming out on top.
Yeah, and we know that Mr. Clean was going to be the one to highlight, as he was the one with the highest win rate and kill to death rate as well going into the match. But he is on the Reyna, so unfortunately he did fall, and the spike is down for Synchronous eSports. It's going to be a tough task to ask for Volume Zero to retake this, as it is a 3-on-4, but they have no positioning here.
It's going to be tough to play the retake, but right now I think they need it because it is 2-5 here. They don't want Synchronous to gain too much momentum, and it looks like they are going to be pushing in on this site, on this back line, but Synchronous, they're hanging out all in the back. They've got a couple lineups clearly, and they're ready to do it. Awesome Asian throws up the wall, goes for the defuse here. He's going to hopefully be able to just hide behind the wall and get the full thing. Unfortunately, he falls to the Viper Pit. The lineups are just too great. Now Oni's the only one here. He's able to get one here, but unfortunately, he's only got 5 HP left. Make it 3 as he gets caught for a second. There's so much killjoy utility around. He doesn't know what to do except run away.
Wow, I cannot stress how annoying it must be for Volume Zero to retake sites, because when I was looking at it, I saw 2 swarm grenades down on the bomb on top of a Viper orb and his toxins as well. With those lineups, that's a lot of utility you have to go through. Even with the Sage wall, they still wouldn't be able to do it. Those lineups came in, delayed it so much, and on top of that, they still had 3 players waiting to spam through the wall, and the nanoswarms weren't even popped until the last second. So that's incredibly tough to go through in post-plant situations. So kudos on Synchronous eSports for this comp and the utility of it.
And now let's talk about this buy here for a second, because we see Synchronous eSports rolling out with a couple of rifles, but also a lot of judges. That's going to be a really interesting strategy here, as Mr. Clean is hanging out with the Bucky just up here, but we're going to see the Viper Pit coming out on B, and now Mr. Clean going to be calling for the rotation to see first.
Yeah, it looks like they opted for a quick start, and with the all pumps on Oni's side, he does take a couple, but he does get no kills. And with the share coming through from Darthon, and the flash coming through from Reyna, there's really nothing we can really do here. Although he does get a pick on the bomb, but the judge comes through. I think it's all up to Whooper now and the flank on Awesome Asian, but they're going to be playing around this Viper ult with the judges and playing inside them.
Now I know why they decided to opt for the judges, and it was because they were extremely confident that they'd be able to get the wall down and, get the bomb down, and then immediately just get the pit up. And with that, the judge becomes your best friend.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot to ask for, as he does have good post plan with the orb and toxins, like I said before. But there's gonna be a judge battle. Let's see what they're gonna be doing here. And Tannerito does win it.
Yes, Awesome Asian does fall down, and once again, this is Synchronous eSports kind of running away with it. The score is now 7-2. This is not looking good for Volume Zero here.
Yeah, Marks, that was a very interesting strat on the Synchronous eSports side. I think I might copy that one time in the ranked game, because getting you got 2 rifles and getting those JoJo, having all that money, they opted to play around MP Slasher's ults for the Viper, and that was very smart because they got onto site very quickly, as fast as they could, and then just played with the judges inside her ult, knowing that the DK value is going to be extremely going against Volume Zero.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an interesting strategy because that also just assumes that you are able to just walk into the site and get the plant off and then use the Viper ult. A lot of and thens, but they were able to pull it off. So it might be an interesting strategy to use here. As we see now, Killjoy's lockdown is going to be coming down, pressuring back Volume Zero even more as a couple of picks come through.
Yeah, that must be frustrating because they did expend the Sova ult last round, so they can't nothing to destroy the Killjoy ult this round. So it's super advantageous for Might and Synchronous eSports to see if they can retake here, which they did struggle in the past.
Ooh, but Mr. Clean, that was a clean headshot that he was able to get off right off the bat, and now he's going to be moving up, trying to get a little bit more info, knowing that Synchronous likes to play back here, and they're going to be catching 2 of them, and that's going to be Volume Zero, sweeping it up, finally getting another point on the board as they get this defuse.
What a clean retake, Marks. That was super clean. You saw Awesome Asian coming from the flank, and they all popped together to kill the people around on top of, I'm not sure, is that pipes? Or, not sure what that's called on top of that level there, but very clean execution, popping out at the same time and getting all 3 kills almost simultaneously.
Yeah, it's really important to make sure when you're trying to retake a site, you don't just trickle in one by one. And you can tell Volume Zero, they knew that one just like the back of their hands. But now, it looks like we're going to be having pretty even buys across the board as all of them are just going to be picking up rifles. So let's see how this goes as, once again, Synchronous eSports eyeing this B site.
Yeah, I think this is going to get really juicy for now. I have a feeling that Volume Zero is going to come back from this. Hopefully making a 7-5 game to make it really close. But let's see if Synchronous eSports can pull through and make extended lead.
Looks like there's going to be no Silver Dart coming that way. But Mr. Clean out on his own. Awesome Asian, though, finding Silly is really going to just help their momentum here. Synchronous eSports playing it really slow this time, waiting for Volume Zero to overextend themselves. But it's Whooper on this flank. He gets taken out by Might through a headshot, and now they find Darth on too. And suddenly, what was looking like a good start for Volume Zero has completely flipped around to Synchronous. They're in control again.
Yeah, it was looking really good for Volume Zero, and it looks like, but look at this spot on Oni's part. They don't even know he's here.
Hit it away and ready to go. And he does get one, but he gets traded out. And once again, we're going to be back to a 2v3 situation. Awesome Asian, though, throwing up the wall. That's going to deny Volume Zero from Synchronous from moving in on that. And you can see that they are now rotating over to B as Volume Zero. They're not sure what to do.
Yeah, it looks like Volume Zero is trying to hold mid, knowing that it couldn't be a hit. It can be an A hit, but I don't know if they get the sound cue that they're running onto B. Probably not. And now they're going to get a plant, and they're going to know something's up here. Awesome Asian comes through, and they know it's a B hit. They do have 2 rifles to work with, and looking like there's no ults available, but the Sova ults for Tannerito. So it looks like, see if you're going to pop it, but it's not looking great for Volume Zero here.
Ooh, and that Recon Dart's going to just give them so much information. Now, Synchronous looking up out top. That's Vexify with 1. Can he get the other one? We're going to see the utility dumped into there as he just cleans it up with a clean headshot just to seal the round. Synchronous eSports getting another one in their favor.
It was looking so promising for Volume Zero, Marks. In the beginning, we both noted with that pick in the beginning, they had such an advanced position on A and B. I think Whooper played that a little too aggressive, popping out and peeking on that site onto 2 people looking right at him. So I think if he held that position, they had so much information to where they could be. If you just hold this position and be patient, you can easily come out with a couple kills and a couple strikes to turn the round.
And speaking about being patient, now we're going to be watching Volume Zero set up a Judge Reyna, just watching, camping corners there. But you're completely right. If they want to be able to swing this in their favor, patience is the name of the game, because Synchronous eSports, now they're trying all sorts of wacky strategies. And if they want to be able to, they have to not overextend themselves. That's going to be Darthon starting us off, making this 5v4.
Yeah, you see that Whooper being super aggro with the and a nice pick with Tannerito there. But he's super aggro with the machine gun, and he's going to get not picked, but he's going to fend them off a little bit. We'll see what Darthon does here with the knives.
Oh man, they're lucky they backed down through the 2, but just a little bit quicker, because as Darthon, he misses 1, but he gets that headshot right off the bat. Now they're going to know he's here, and Silly's going to be able to take him out. Synchronous eSports. Oh, okay, as soon as I see that, Oni's going to be trading this around. Now it's a 2v2 situation. You can see Mr. Clean looking for a shot here, not able to find it, but now they know that Synchronous is going to be going around onto the B site. So Silly catches him off guard. That's going to be a Reyna trade right there. And now it's all on the back of Oni, who's only got 24 HP. And this is going to be an extremely hard push. Immediately recognizes that the Lear is going to be coming out, but Silly, now he knows where his positioning is, so he's just going to be backing off, and they're just just going to be playing this long a little bit. Oni, let's see if he wants to move into on it. Looks like he wants to try and clutch this up for Volume Zero. Keep the momentum going and get something going. That's a good shock dart just to deny all of the Killjoy utility here. Now he's going to peek out, but it's going to be the swing around from Might. That's going to seal the deal, and that's going to be another win for Synchronous eSports, leading this half 9-3.
Yeah, that just when you think that it's going Volume Zero's way, it just goes on the opposite. Synchronous eSports just comes back and managed to find a couple frags, just turn them around on its head. I don't know how they do it, Marks. Honestly, don't. It just Volume Zero plays that beginning so well, and it just happens that Synchronous eSports just either outplays them by guns, or they just happen to get either one or two very fortuitous picks.
And now Synchronous eSports, they're on this defense. They're really good at keeping their cool even when the numbers advantage might not favor them, and that really shined during that last half. Now, Volume Zero, they're going to be attacking. Maybe they're a little bit more attack heavy, but they're going to be looking for this B-site push. As we can see, Whooper ready to throw down his lineup for Viper.
Yeah, and look at this defending wall by MP Slasher. It's gonna be a super good post plant wall and to ward him off for anything. He knows how to play Viper. He knows these lineups, and it could help him. But let's see what they do here with the Sage Wall going up. They're gonna be trying to spam it, but like we said, a Sage Wall is so important. Look at this lineup here, though. Oh my gosh, it's so much damage on the Sage.
They were ready for it, ready for that default positioning, and that's what happens when you practice your lineups. Now Slasher, he's looking for something, but this is going to be immediately a trade coming out from both teams. Now it's a 4v4, but Synchronous is looking a little bit less ready for battle, as a lot of them are falling extremely low, which is a lot more important on these pistol rounds, as these are going to be coming through. But that's going to be Oni coming through, getting 2 picks, and Volume Zero, they're going to be able to get the round.
Wow, incredibly important for Volume Zero to pick up that round, just to add a couple more rounds to their round total. Like you said, those trades came out really well. They ended up only got 2 back-to-back picks along with another teammate. So really good gunplay on their part. Well-deserved pistol round. That's something they needed.
Yeah, and with that momentum, hopefully they can pull this back a little bit against Synchronous, because now they've got a little bit of an advantage as we're coming in with Spectres up into Synchronous. This is just pistols once again. That's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough. It looks like they're going to opt for B again, knowing the Viper does play here, but they're just going to try to overpower them. Silly already taking so much damage.
Yeah, and that's not going to be good. But Volume Zero, they're just on this offense. They're feeling comfortable, they're feeling confident, and they're going to be rushing ahead, ready for this plant position. Meanwhile, Synchronous, they're just going to be playing it slow. I think that they're comfortable playing this retake, but as soon as the wall comes down, that's going to be Mr. Clean getting 1 pick, but unfortunately he gets taken out. And now the trades are coming back and forth.
Spike planted.
Synchronous eSports still in this despite this gun disadvantage here. It's a 3v4 as they try and play retake.
Yeah, you see Synchronous eSports trying to play retake here, but I think they're just waiting for this lurk here from the Killjoy, knowing that there's some lineups that the Viper's going to be doing, but the Viper's just going to wait there. I think they have an inkling that Whooper has for this lurk here. Let's see what happens. Oh, and he takes him out.
And Whooper is able to find him. That's going to be now a 4v2 on the site. It is not looking good for Synchronous eSports as they just get taken down. Another round going to Volume Zero.
That was great play by Volume Zero. Having the gun advantages, they knew to take the fight to Synchronous eSports. That lurk was a little bit late for my liking from Might. They did wait for it, but he did react pretty slowly. I think look for Volume Zero to maybe work a little bit here. I know it's tough with the Killjoy utility being posted there, the bots and stuff like that, but I think this is a bonus round for them. So just garner more information as much as you can. I think that would be the play here, but let's see what they do.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It seems like B has been working out, but if they wanted to throw Synchronous off, then they might decide to just go for that A push here. Now, they're playing extremely slow, but they are going to leave their Silva posted there just to punish any over-aggressive pushes there. Odie immediately realizes the Viper's there, and he's able to get a little bit of value as the Viper on Synchronous is falling extremely low.
Yeah, and it looks like they're opting for A here because it's pretty open, but they do have that Killjoy. Yeah, there he goes. The Killjoy utility is popped. They're going to use the drone to see how many people are here. But look at those 2 on B. They're open for the rotation if they need it, but I'm not sure they're probably committing to this.
Yeah, Looks like they've won it right now. As we see Synchronous, they're actually going to be backing off, but without first getting a pick onto the Jet there. A little bit of jet-on-jet violence. You'd love to see it. But Mr. Clean is going to trade it back against Might. He gets taken out, unfortunately, but this is the awesome Asian bringing him back into the fight. Now, this is a 3v4 situation. Synchronous are not out of this yet, though. It looks like that they're ready to play this retake as they start to swarm the site. This wall is going to be a little bit of a problem for them, though, because the bomb is right behind it, and that's going to leave them extremely exposed. What a great plant position, and now a couple of more picks coming through here. Mr. Queen, unfortunately, also gets taken down. Now it's 2v2. Volume Zero swinging this back as, okay, Synchronous, they've got, oh, it's terrible timing. You hate to see it. As soon as you're ready for the gunfight, then, listen, this happens to me all the time. You pull out your utility and you're like, damn it, that wasn't the right move.
Yeah, it honestly was horrible timing on Tannerito's part. Maybe it wasn't the smartest, knowing that there's two people right there waiting to kill him. I'm not sure, but having that recon dart could be very valuable and for a retake. So I totally understand why he had the idea to pop that out. It's looking though here now that Synchronous eSports haven't been as successful on the attack, and Volume Zero has been holding it down. Oh, excuse me, the other way around. Volume Zero has been fortunate on the attack, and looking Synchronous eSports to hold it down a little bit on the defense here. It looks like they're opting for a little bit more space default. Explore and what a pick by Mr. Clean. Look, but as I was saying, looking to explore what the reads are on each team and what utility is where.
Mr. Clean able to get one, but immediately punished for it. You can tell Synchronous, they're like, nah, none of that. We're just gonna shut that down right now. And especially too, they don't have the resurrection. So Volume Zero are gonna have to do this without Mr. Clean anymore.
Yeah, and honestly, I was so surprised that I had to stop myself in the moment and have to talk about it. That was a super impressive headshot there, but it was traded out. So looking at here, it might be a B play as the Viper wall does go up, and they do have the Sage ready to do a wall. It's a classic play. Oh, and what a pick by Darthon there. A classic play from having the Sage and Viper wall at the same time.
Spike planted.
Now the Recon Dart comes out. It's going to get them a little bit of information, finding two of them, and that was enough as Tenorito is able to find Oni. Now it's 3v2 as Darthon just takes another headshot onto Vextify, but they still have to play this wall advantage here, and this is really hard to do. The Lear's going to be coming out, but it doesn't seem like they care because Awesome Asian's going to find one, and that's going to be another round yet again for Volume Zero, pulling this back by force.
Yeah, I really like what Volume Zero is having to offer here on offense. They're feeling out the defense, playing some defaults, getting, like I said, getting some information, and they opt for the site that they thought was best to attack, and it worked out. I can't explain how well Darthon is playing in the second half for them. He's having 16 kills, absolutely fragging it out and getting 2 important kills on that round on defending that planted bomb.
It seems like Mr. Clean might be their engager, but he gets picked off pretty easily, and then it's going to be Darthon coming in, winning it back for Volume Zero. Seems like they've kind of got that whole thing worked out. But we see Vextify pop the knives, doing super aggressive pushes here, as he's able to find one. Unfortunately, he was taken by someone else, so he's not going to get those knives back.
Damn, look at the Stinger gang. Oh, the trade coming through. With the Tenorito with the Spectre, and look at that cleanup crew from Mr. Clean and Oni. Coming through and just getting those frags to be able to win the round for their team. But wow, look at, we were just so engaged in the game, we didn't even notice they were all rocking Spectres and just running through mid.
That was the most aggressive defense play I have ever seen come out from any team ever, as they all just decided to walk right down mid off the back of Vextify with those knives. But now, this is going to be a little bit more interesting. Volume Zero have almost tied up this series now.
Yeah, and look at the Vextify looking to save for an op as he's opting for a Sheriff with light armor here while his teammates are going up for a full buy. Let's see what's interesting here. They're posting up on B. The Killjoy utility has been working to fend him off, but look at this angle here from Vextify, but he gets clapped.
Yeah, he gets clapped hard by Awesome Asian, and now he's just like, you know what, I'm good. As he backs off, he's going to let them plant the bomb, and then he's going to wait for the rest of his team, and then try and play retake.
Yeah, it looks like, oh, with that utility, like I said, with that Killjoy utility, it's fending them off a little bit, and looking, they're like exhausting a Sova ult here, with getting a tag on one, and Reyna looking to push a little bit through him with Mr. Clean and tag, and look at these exchanges go through from MP Slash and Mr. Clean.
Ooh, but it looks like Volume Zero are coming out on top because now it's a 4v2 situation, and Synchronous eSports don't know what to do. There's a lot of utility, a lot of exposed angles here. A great plant by Volume Zero. Now, Silly, he's looking around, not sure what he wants to do here. Tenorito as well. As soon as they break the wall down, it's going to be extremely terrible. You can see all of the other people just posted up there. And Mr. Clean finding Silly. Mr. Clean just wrapping it up once again and putting a nice bow on it, tying up the series 9-9.
And can we just say that Volume Zero was down 9-3.5, and look at this comeback from Volume Zero though. I believe it was something we couldn't guess, and something as a viewer love to see. Close games are the best things we could possibly see in Valorant. Back and forth, bringing out all the strats and just keeping teams on. So let's hope now that Synchronous eSports can come up with something here and maybe turn the tides a little bit and level it out in terms of rounds won.
Yeah, right now you can tell Volume Zero are definitely feeling it. Silly, he's got the Sheriff, but it's going to be really hard to just hold the angle by himself, especially too if a Jet's running forward with a bunch of deadly knives. The Viper Pit, though, defensively used on A, which is going to make Volume Zero reconsider which side they want to push up on.
Yeah, Volume Zero's again playing defaults and playing it really slow. It looks like there's no one on B right now with the Viper ults going on A. They see that, but I'm not sure why Synchronous eSports not compensating for that. They're basically taking B for free.
Ooh, and Mr. Clean finds Might just looking the wrong way, unfortunately, as they're able to get the bomb down. Synchronous, they gotta look for something because this is not looking good. Mr. Clean really close to the other Viper, doesn't realize it, but finally is able to get him as he spins around. It's a little bit of a gun difference there, but now this is gonna be Synchronous eSports trying to play the retake. This is gonna be really difficult. It's a 3v5 here. Make that 2v5 as Vexify has only got a judge, and as soon as he falls down, that's gonna be a flawless round from Volume Zero, now in the lead.
Yeah, they're in the lead now, 10-9. Like I say, what a comeback. But it was important to point out there that we highlighted Mr. Clean as being the one to watch, and as the person with like the one to watch, you want him to be the Reyna. You want him to be carrying your team. And with that lurk he had on mid and that pick on Might, that was super important to be able to gain control of B site and get on site very comfortably.
Yeah, now we are going to be seeing Vexify rocking an operator here. He's playing that same angle that he was last time, but Volume Zero, it looks like they're going for more of a default spread, bait out some utility, and just play it a little bit more cautious here. Does he get the shot? He misses the shot, unfortunately.
Yeah, we did say he was saving for the up a couple rounds ago, and it looks like he needs to do something here with it to be able to bring Synchronous eSports back on defense. With the res going through on Mr. Clean, that's going to be super important for them to try to retake the site. It is full guns by for both teams, so I'd like to see here what each team's going to do. I love, like I said, I cannot stress how much I love Volume Zero's patience to be able to feel out sites and feel out the map and see where people are playing.
Yeah, and a great defensive read by Synchronous eSports. They know that they have the Killjoy there, so they can back off on it as they see all of the utility coming. They're already ready to rotate around, and they're able to get into position fairly easily, though. The Viper wall makes it difficult to stop that plant, so the plant's going to be going up. Now, they're going to be playing a retake. It's a 5v5 situation as we see them get ready for it. Oni blasting this Sova ult, only able to find one person, but now the Killjoy is going to be coming down. Oni, he should have held on to that Sova ult because that would have been important to take out that Killjoy. Now, this lockdown is going to be extremely difficult for Volume Zero to deal with as they just make it out there. Unfortunately, though, Oni is caught and punished for it. Now, Synchronous eSports in the driver's seat as they're going to be able to go back and forth here. The kill's coming through. Synchronous eSports still want this as it's not as close as I thought it was going to be, as it's going to be an extremely scrappy fight. And Synchronous eSports, are they able to get the defuse? Please tell me you get the defuse. Oh, wow. Goodness, 0.75 on the clock. Only one person surviving. Gonna pick up that operator, but it is 10-10 right now.
Wow, you couldn't ask for a more intense round, Marks. Like that play, you thought they were having the bag with the Killjoy ult, but those Viper lineups were so key to be able to solve as much as they could. Unfortunately, it was not enough. It looks like there's a timeout on the defender side, so that will be on Volume Zero side. I think that was perfect because it did slow their momentum, so it's important to take a break, a breather, and see what they can do on defense here.
Yeah, Synchronous eSports, it looks like they're finally getting it back. You know, I think that might have been their first win on defense up until this point. Volume Zero really just pulling this into their favor. You can tell that Volume Zero feeling extremely comfortable on this attack right now. But since they just lost the round, Synchronous eSports might have something to say about that as they want to be pushing forwards here. What do you want to see Synchronous eSports do now that they are gaining a little bit more momentum here, Dan?
What I want to see, excuse me, before I say that, I think it is a Synchronous eSports timeout because it looks like it's defender's timeout. So
Sorry.
it is a Synchronous eSports. So that's my fault. My apologies. But what I do want to see from them is being a little bit more aggressive on these sites. We see that Volume Zero has been playing kind of slow, so maybe push up a little, get some more information to feel out where they're going to be and anticipate that. Get some mid control as well. But what the most they can do is just win those gunfights. We saw Vexify take that high angle and miss the shot, so that's something that you can't really be doing, right? You need your jet to be fragging out on the op as much as you can.
Yeah, and we see Vexify, he's ready, perched up again, looking down his sight, ready to do this, and his Volume Zero are pushing exactly where he wants them. That's going to be the Sova drone coming out there, and he's going to get a recon bolt into it, but now they're calling for the rotation as we see them start to slowly move over to the A site.
I think this rotation are way too slow as we see him engage in Mr. Clean on sync with a nice frag there. Mr. Clean has been so clean. Sorry if that was a bad pun, but I had to make it. With the Viper all coming through, what do we expect to see here?
This is going to be extremely difficult because especially too if they get this Viper ult up and this is so hard to push into. With the bomb down, Synchronous eSports are walking into a little bit of a nightmare. Unfortunately, they're going to be losing members as well, making this push even more difficult. Volume Zero, a clean execution and just a great job at using their utilities smartly. Pushing into the site, extremely powerful, and then just dropping the pit, getting ready, making this post plant almost impossible for Synchronous eSports to do something about, but still he's able to find one. Just as the Sheriff catches him off guard, but he's going to fall down as well. And now it's only one person on Synchronous eSports. But you can tell, he's Vexify, he's got the op, he's just going to be saving. Can he find one? He's going to find one. That's just on to Mr. Clean. Not so clean that time, unfortunately, but that's going to be another win for Volume Zero.
Yeah, another win from Volume Zero. Perfectly executed. You saw all 5 team members were still alive taking that site. On top of getting a pick on Might there. So, excuse me, nothing else that can really be said other than just super clean execution. But like I said, I would like to see a little bit more space taken from the defenders, Synchronous eSports, on these sites. They have no information and the rotations are always late. I saw MP Slasher staying so long on B because he wasn't sure if it was to be a full execution on A as well. So we want to try to get more information as you can, peek a little bit, see what you can see or what you can hear, and then from there make the calls.
Yeah, and even if you are Synchronous eSports and you are slow on that rotation around, then just play a little bit more back. Get ready to just completely try and play retake here. And that might help a little bit just to keep your members alive. We do see, though, Volume Zero hard engaging on this B site. Yeah,
we see it. Looking like they're spraying through the Viper wall. Super key is splitting the site in half. The stage wall goes up looking like they're coming into this plant here.
Right here.
With the bomb. Oh, they're able to catch the bomb off there, and that's Vexify taking down Oni. Now, he's looking clean on that operator. Let's see if they can finally get the plant down this time. It doesn't look like they are, as it looks like they might be rotating. Volume Zero, understanding that the site is just a little bit too difficult to take, are just going to opt to go on A instead. Now, Synchronous eSports, do they want to just continue to move forwards and chase them around the back, or do they want to rotate around? It looks like they don't know what to do. That's just going to give Volume Zero free reign of A.
Yeah, it looks like they're finally reading this now, getting some information. They're making the rotations on from Synchronous eSports. They do have an opt to use, but I did see a Darthon switching from an opt to a rifle back at spawn. So I think we're going to be super key because he can hold angles and allow taking fights a lot easier, allowing to peek and be more aggressive on the defense of the spike.
Now we can see Synchronous eSports just waiting for the whole team to show up, and once the gang has arrived, we're going to be rolling up in this as they start to move up on site. Unfortunately, Volume Zero, extremely good post-plant positioning, as they're going to be able to find one to kick this all off. Mr. Clean just looking for something else. Now he's in the back line, and he is a menace, but unfortunately, Might is going to be able to get the kills there. This Killjoy just coming alive, and Vexify just finishing it off. Synchronous eSports tying this up 11-11. We have a match.
I cannot believe what I just saw. That was like the Killjoy bot there, just being the absolute best friend and boys, just blocking the shots from Mr. Clean. That was an easy kill from Mr. Clean, but Might's bot actually took a lot of the damage, allowing for Might to get back in position and take on the battle. He actually won it on top of another kill to win that round. So I don't know what to say, but that bot was a man's best friend. Let's just say that.
Yeah, the little chicken proves to be a little bit more effective than just kind of slowing people down for once. As it apparently effective shield. Who would have thought? Yeah. But now, Volume Zero looks like that they want to be setting up a little bit more of a default split. Just utility, try and slow this play down. As Synchronous eSports, they're going to be playing slowly as well. Darthon, though, he's just going to be charging in. The two duelists on the point. Let's see how they want to apply this pressure here. They're going to get the leer. Silly backing off, but Mr. Clean is pushing forwards with such momentum. Now, that's going to be a complete back off from Synchronous eSports, just giving the site over to Volume Zero. They're going to be ready to play post-play.
Yeah, we're looking here to see what the post plan is going to be like. I find that Volume Zero has been taking these sites super easily, so it's opting like Synchronous eSports looks like they want to do the retake, although it hasn't been quite the most successful, other than maybe one round. So we'll see. Oh, they do have the kill royale here that's going to be initiated, and the trade's going to be from Slasher to Mr. Clean, and now Darthon with the headshot.
You'll love to see this kill royale come out, putting on a lot of pressure, as this operator is going to be absolutely deadly, but it's more deadly when, sorry, it's not as deadly when it's on the ground. Silly, meanwhile, trying to just bring this back for his team, but he's looking in the right direction because they're coming from all over the place, and that's going to be another win from Volume Zero.
Wow, those trades was extremely important. I can't stress enough how like engaging onto the site and being able to take those trades and having that Viper there. It causes a lot of problems in an IGL's head because you have to calculate for those post-plant toxins and the orb. That's going to slow your post-plant down and be able to bait that utility out as quickly as possible. So you want to get on the bomb, tap it, make sure he uses that utility, and then stretch out the round as much as possible.
Absolutely, and now Volume Zero are in the position to take out Synchronous eSports once and for all, as they only need one more point and they should be able to win here. But this has been a very contested round, as we see Slasher opting to just hide in his smoke, as the recon dart doesn't find too much value, unfortunately. So now, Synchronous eSports looks like they're pushing for B.
Yeah, I like what Slasher was doing there. They don't know he's on site here, so it was pretty important to be able to have him hide there. But either way, he was taken out. I think here is going to be important to see what these players do. Look at this look by Mr. Clean. He doesn't see May here. Oh, he's going to pick up a gun.
Now he's got his gun ready to go. That's not going to be a lot pulled out from that Sova ult right there, but they are going to make it difficult for Volume Zero to plant here on B. Whooper, though, taking out Might, punishing the Lurk with a Lurk of his own, and Volume Zero now have the numbers advantage. 3-2, as it looks like they are rotating over to A. And now we see the two remaining members of Synchronous eSports get ready to play retake.
Yeah, I think Tannerito's going back looking for a gun, as he only has a Sheriff. So I think there's going to be waiting on Vexify to gain some space here, but I don't think it's going to happen until Tannerito finds that gun. Yep, he picked up the Phantom and he's coming back to join his team. I cannot express how impressive Volume Zero has been on offense. I just can't express it that much. It's just beautiful to see how applying pressure to one site, rotating over, and being able to plant on the other for free.
Ooh, Whooper gets spotted out here. They play such great post-plant positioning as well. That cannot be understated, but you know what else can't be understated? A headshot onto Whooper, being able to take one out. And now this is looking like Synchronous eSports should be able to do it. Vexify, he's alone on the site. He has to do something about this bomb, because if he doesn't defuse it, then he's not going to have enough time. But the stall coming out has just been excellent from Volume Zero, and I think that's going to be enough as Volume Zero complete the reverse sweep and pull this back 13-11.
Wow, what a match, Marks. I was privileged to see what an incredible match here. Even though it was just a scrim, it was super exciting to see the strats. Like I said, I was enamored with Volume Zero's attacking prowess. And to pull it all the way back, they needed it. They needed those strats to come through, those rotations, those reads. They needed every single bit of that. It's just funny to see that Oni, though, with that missed dart, ended up helping him anyways at the end there to get that final frag to win at 13-11 for his team.
Well, congratulations to Volume Zero in what looked like a little bit of a rough defense spot around on their offense, as they're able to beat out Synchronous eSports. But that's going to be this map. I'm excited to see where these teams go when we come for our tournament coming up at the end of this month. You're going to want to stick around for that one. But now we're going to be throwing to a break, and we hope to see you soon.